Someone is lying. Someone is hiding a secret. And one shocking discovery could change everything we thought we knew about Theo Silverton's murder. Just when Weatherfield believed the list of suspects couldn't get any longer, another mystery has exploded into life. A secret connection. A hidden conversation. And a revelation that could place Christina Boyd at the center of an even bigger scandal than anyone imagined. Because while the police continue hunting for Theo's killer, another dangerous question is beginning to emerge. What exactly is Christina hiding? And could the answer destroy her relationship with George forever? The investigation into Theo's murder has already turned Weatherfield upside down. Friendships have been tested. Families have been pushed to breaking point. And with every new clue, the truth seems to move even further out of reach. Summer Spellman may have been cleared of suspicion, but that hasn't made things any easier for the detectives trying to solve the case. Instead, attention has shifted elsewhere. Toward Todd Grimshaw. Toward Gary Windus. Toward George Shuttleworth. And perhaps most intriguingly of all, toward Christina Boyd. At first glance, Christina seems like an unlikely suspect. Recently she's appeared settled. Stable. Happy with George. A woman finally leaving her troubled past behind. But appearances can be dangerously deceptive. Because as investigators continue digging into the events surrounding Theo's final hours, cracks are beginning to appear in Christina's story. And one inconsistency has already set alarm bells ringing. The night Theo died. A night that continues to haunt everyone connected to the case. When police began reconstructing the timeline, Christina confidently explained where she had been and what she had been doing. It sounded convincing. Sounded straightforward. But then a discovery changed everything. Evidence suggested Christina's car was somewhere she claimed it wasn't. Suddenly her account no longer matched reality. And that raised a terrifying possibility. Was she simply mistaken? Or was she deliberately hiding something? As detectives examined her movements more closely, the pressure intensified. Questions multiplied. And before long Christina found herself facing scrutiny she never expected. When police confronted her, viewers were left wondering whether the investigation had finally uncovered a major breakthrough. But when Christina returned home she had an explanation ready. According to her, it was all just a misunderstanding. Nothing sinister. Nothing suspicious. She insisted she'd simply forgotten a stop she'd made earlier that evening. A quick petrol station visit. A mix-up in timing. An innocent oversight. George wanted to believe her. Perhaps desperately. After everything they've built together, the last thing George wants is another devastating betrayal. But what if the explanation isn't the whole truth? And that's where the real mystery begins. Because while the murder investigation continues to dominate Weatherfield, another secret is quietly developing behind the scenes. One that has nothing to do with police evidence. Nothing to do with forensic clues. And everything to do with Christina's past. A past she may not have been entirely honest about. The warning signs emerge when Glenda starts noticing things that don't quite add up. Small details. Subtle clues. Moments that feel insignificant on the surface. Yet together they create an unsettling picture. Because Glenda discovers something she never expected. Christina has been in contact with her ex-husband, Lenny. And suddenly everything changes. The revelation hits Glenda hard. Not because she knows exactly what's happening, but because she doesn't. And sometimes uncertainty is far more frightening than certainty. Why is Christina speaking to Lenny? Why keep it hidden? And why now of all times? The timing couldn't be worse. With murder accusations swirling around Weatherfield and tensions already running high, this new secret threatens to create another explosive crisis. Glenda immediately finds herself asking questions. Questions that refuse to go away. Is Christina cheating on George? Is she planning something behind his back? Or is there another explanation nobody has considered? The more Glenda thinks about it, the more worried she becomes. Because she knows her brother. She knows how much George cares about Christina. And she knows exactly how devastating another heartbreak could be. If Christina is deceiving him, the consequences could be catastrophic. But one detail makes the situation even more complicated. Christina has a history. A history that Weatherfield hasn't forgotten. Longtime viewers remember exactly how she first arrived on the cobbles. And honesty wasn't exactly her strongest quality. When Christina first entered the picture, chaos followed close behind. Her relationship with daughter Daisy Midgley was already deeply damaged. Years of absence. Years of disappointment. Years of emotional wounds. The pain ran deep. And instead of rebuilding trust peacefully, Christina quickly became involved in manipulation, scheming and conflict. Particularly with Jenny Connor. The feud that followed exposed a side of Christina many people found difficult to trust. A side capable of deception. A side capable of putting her own interests first. A side capable of keeping dangerous secrets. Which makes Glenda's discovery even more worrying. Because if Christina has lied before, could she be lying again? And if she is, what else hasn't she told George? But that's only the beginning. Because another possibility is beginning to emerge. A possibility that changes the entire situation. What if Lenny isn't connected to romance at all? What if the secret is something far bigger? Something darker? Something Christina is terrified of revealing? The more viewers learn about the mystery, the more uncertain everything becomes. Every answer seems to generate two new questions. Every clue points in multiple directions. And nobody seems to know who can truly be trusted. Meanwhile, the murder investigation continues gathering momentum. Detectives refuse to let go of the inconsistencies surrounding Theo's death. And with every flashback, new pieces of the puzzle emerge. Moments that originally seemed harmless suddenly appear suspicious. Conversations take on new meaning. Behavior that once felt ordinary starts looking sinister. The audience is being forced to reconsider everything. Who was really where they claimed to be? Who had something to hide? Who stood to gain from Theo's death? And perhaps most importantly, who is still lying? The most unsettling aspect of the entire mystery is that almost everyone appears to be concealing something. Not necessarily murder, but secrets, private fears, hidden motives, and buried truths that makes every new revelation impossible to ignore. Because any one of those secrets could ultimately connect back to Theo. And if Christina is keeping information hidden, even for innocent reasons, it places her directly in the spotlight. The pressure surrounding George also continues to grow. He's caught in an impossible position. Trust the woman he loves. Or listen to the growing concerns around him. Neither option feels safe. Neither option guarantees protection from heartbreak. And if Glenda's suspicions prove correct, George could be heading toward emotional devastation. Yet there's another possibility. What if Christina herself is in danger? What if her contact with Lenny isn't about betrayal at all? What if she's protecting someone? Or running from something? Or hiding a truth she believes could destroy lives? Suddenly the situation becomes far more complicated than simple dishonesty. And that's exactly what makes this mystery so compelling. Just when viewers think they've figured it out, another layer appears. Another contradiction. Another secret. Another twist. And according to those behind the scenes, the biggest shocks may still be ahead. Because the story surrounding Theo's murder is about to enter entirely new territory. Territory nobody saw coming. Recent hints suggest viewers will soon witness even more flashback scenes. More hidden moments. More missing pieces. And each flashback has the potential to completely rewrite everything we've been led to believe. That means every suspect remains under scrutiny. Every alibi remains vulnerable. Every secret remains dangerous. The truth is still out there. But reaching it may prove more difficult than anyone expected. And perhaps the most chilling possibility of all is this. What if the mystery surrounding Christina and Lenny is connected to something nobody has considered yet? What if the secret Glenda uncovers isn't merely personal? What if it links back to the investigation itself? At this stage, nothing can be ruled out. Not betrayal. Not deception. Not manipulation. Not even the possibility that one hidden truth could bring the entire case crashing in a completely unexpected direction. As Weatherfield edges closer to finally discovering Theo's killer, the atmosphere is becoming increasingly tense. Suspicions are spreading. Trust is collapsing. And every revelation seems more explosive than the last. Yet despite everything we've learned, one enormous question remains unanswered. Why was Christina really in contact with Lenny? Because until that secret is fully exposed, nobody can know whether Glenda's fears are justified. Nobody can know whether George is being protected or betrayed. And nobody can know whether Christina's biggest secret is connected to love, guilt, or something far more dangerous. But if one thing is becoming clear, The closer Weatherfield gets to the truth about Theo Silverton's death, the more secrets begin crawling out of the shadows. And when Christina's hidden past finally catches up with her, the fallout could change everything. Because the next revelation may not simply expose a secret. It may expose the person who's been hiding the truth all along. And if that happens, Weatherfield may never be the same again.